Good night, family. Good night, people of the Virgin Islands. I want to thank Dr. Mike, and we should give our Honorable Ronnie Skelton an awesome hand again. What a phenomenal job. Amen. I also want to say good night to all of our PVIM team. I'm loving being a part of this team. I think this is the best team for me to fit with. And when I was talking to them, I told them, blue is my favorite color, so this must be my team. Because blue is my favorite color. Amen. Good night, family. My name is Curnal Fahie, better known as Apostle Fahie or Pastor Fahie or Pastor Hank to many. I am the apostle and overseer of Transformation Church International. Right now we have 2 locations in the British Virgin Islands, one in the capital and one in the east. And we just recently launched a church in Guyana in South America. I am also the voice. How many of you can give God a hand? I'm a Christian, say it's going to come out. I'm also the voice behind Transforming Tomorrow today on various radio stations around the Virgin Islands and also over in the US Virgin Islands. Some of you guys that recognize me when I go around by my voice. Again, we want to say thank you that you guys listen in. I know some of you are concerned that because I'm a pastor, and that has been something that has been noised abroad, that I might be leaving the pulpit since I obeyed the call of God to run as an at-large candidate with PVIM, the Progressive Virgin Islands Movement. Therefore, I'm here to ease your heart and to ease your mind. I didn't just decide to run. For years, I've known that I'm supposed to run, but just like I didn't want to preach, I did not want to run. I was like, God, give me something easy. I didn't want to preach, and I said, you got me here, leave me here. Every time I travel, I would go to conferences like T.D. Jakes, Benny Hinn, Creflo Dollar, Kenneth Copeland, and they would call for an altar call for various reasons. And every time I go to the altar call, sometimes I go for healing in my body or something, they would always say, I don't know you, but God has called you to help to lead your nation. And of course, I was like, God, I didn't come to hear that. I know some of y'all are not like me. I was like, God, I came to hear something else. So I have been running for years. But this year, after much prayer and to see the turmoil in our country, I finally got the bravery and got up and stood up. And here I am as an at-large candidate for PVIM. It takes much fasting and praying. I didn't just do this. I went ahead and I consulted with my overseer and my friends from around the world who are pastors, and I know praying intercessors and hear from God. So this was not an easy step. In fact, when I met with Honorable Ronnie, I told him I need to fast and pray. And I told him give me a week, then it was 2, then it was 3, then it was a month. It was not an easy decision, but here I am, and I thank God that I made this bold step and came on board with this awesome team who's embraced me. Come on, give my team an awesome hand. Another thing I want to share is I never built the ministry Transformation Church International around myself. I built it around the Lord Jesus Christ. Therefore, if I die tomorrow, God forbid, this ministry is going to go on. We have succession planning. Everybody knew who will be the next leader. In fact, one time I went to Kenya for 6 weeks and the church didn't die. All my pastor friends said, well, how could you leave the church for 6 weeks? I said, the church is people that don't belong to me, they belong to God. If he wants to let them kill it, it's his. And I went ahead, I left. When I came back, people were saved and numbers were added to the church. So I have no fear that the church will continue to grow and succeed. Number 3, our local church has 9 full-time staff. And our ministry team is 40 persons strong. Pastors, evangelists, elders, ministers, teachers, and deacons. So they're all trained to preach, teach, moderate, lay hands, and even cast out demons. So even when I'm not in church, I'm never worried that the house of God will be strong and the work of God will continue. Additionally, the same vigor and strength and excellence that I do and I bring in leadership in church is the same vigor and strength that I plan to bring to the house of assembly. You know, for me, everybody who knows me, 99.5 I don't do second place. In fact, my family knows so if I think I'm going to play in a game, I'm going to come second, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to play because I don't do second. God told me I'm the head and never the tail. So when I preach with the same strength and fervor, whether there's 5 persons in church or 500 or 5,000, because I always give my all and I give my best. I intend to give my all and my best to the Virgin Islands every single day of my life. Amen? It happened. Then God shared something with me that was so deep. God said sometime he has to bring a Moses who represents a prince or a politician and bring him into the church like he did with the nation of Israel, because they were slaves and he needed to turn them from being slaves into a nation. Moses was a prince, he was a leader, he had political advice, political savvy and strength, he knew about war, and God needed that in the church, the children of Israel. So he changed his vocation from being a politician to being a shepherd. And then God said sometime he had to take a shepherd like King David, who was on the backside of the desert talking to sheep. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. And train him with four-legged sheep, because he called him to lead two-legged sheep. And he brought him from there here because they needed the love, the care, the protection, the oversight, the wisdom, the leading. And that is why he's called me at this time and season. So I'm here. I'm not going to be long. So tonight I'm going to quickly speak to you to five major groups. I'm going to speak to the church, men, women, youth, and I'm going to speak to the people of the Virgin Islands. So church, I want to tell you right quick. The church comes from the word church comes from the Greek word ecclesia, which means a political assembly of citizens of a nation, state, or country. It also means chosen, set aside, called one. The word assembly comes from a group of people gathered together in a common place for a common purpose. Therefore, the church is a group of people called to govern, reign, to be the head, not the tail, above only and not beneath, and to take over and conquer in every realm and in every sphere, including faith, marriage, family, education, business, arts and entertainment, media, and the government. Come on, give God a hand for that. It happened. Church, we have the greatest voice in the land. In fact, we are the greatest voting constituency. Church, we have the greatest voting power, and we can no longer walk around like Austrians with our heads in the sand and pretend that nothing is happening. We can't go no longer and go ahead and say it is other people's fault when we have done nothing because we have not voted or showed up to the poll. If you're not going to vote, you need to shut up. And yes, I said that, and I approve that message. Church, we are the greatest influence in the land, and it's time we use our influence. Church, if we want good governance in the Virgin Islands, you need to vote for PVIM. And this awesome team that God has called to lead me and encourage me to join with. If you know who I am and believe that I stand for righteousness and holiness, and that I will not allow certain stuff like Honorable Ronnie said, and if they're from Long Eastern, they know that I will act like I have no sense. If they try to do stuff that is just not right, then church, you need to vote for PVIM. And not only that, I have to share something right there. I was sharing with someone the other day, and I said, you know what they say? Apostle, you know what? I'm going to vote for you, but your team, I'm not going to vote for. I said, if you voted for me and I won, and I got in there by myself, I can't do much. I said, I need a team. So when you vote for me, you need to vote for my team. Come on, give a good hand for that. Our team, the foundational core values of our team is accountability, transparency, integrity, inspiration, empowerment, and hope. By the way, those are biblical foundation, just in case you did not realize that. And another reason I could align with such a team. BV Islanders, belongers, residents, and friends, I want to talk to you briefly. My dear family, let there not be division among us. United we stand, divided we fall. There is not a black BVI, a white BVI, Hispanic BVI, Asian BVI, Dung Island BVI. There is one BVI. We have the sign everywhere. One BVI. Come on, let's shout it out. One BVI. One. There is not no first and second generation BV Islander. If you were born here, you receive your belonger status, or you were naturalized legally. Therefore, you are a BV Islander. Come on, let's shout it out. One BVI. Shall we say one BVI? Family united we stand, divided we fall. All of us came from somewhere. Let me just help you out. My mother's father's mother came from Montserrat. My father's side, they're Frets. They came out of Trinidad in the 1940s. The skeleton let some crabs side to me. They're English people. They were Quakers that came to help to teach the gospel to the slaves. The Fahies are French-Irish people. And the long-look Eastern people that we call Thomas is actually Toma. They are Spanish people out of Spain. We all came from somewhere. I'm going to be nice now. We're just talking, we're just having a conversation. There could never be a BVI as we know it today without the collective working strength of people from all over the globe, all across the world. So all of us, once we are here, and we are here legally, and of course if we are at the point that we can vote, you are then considered a BVI land, and don't let nobody make you feel less than. Come on, give a hand for that. We built the BVI together. Let us not be divided during this time of crisis. In fact, in a time of crisis, there must be a coming together to save whatever is in crisis. And the BVI, the Virgin Islands, is in a financial crisis. Due to the Panama Papers blacklisting the potential opening of a registry in 2020, the Brexit, the major fight that's going on between the United Kingdom and Europe, that trade agreement that is not going too well right now, there is a financial crisis. People of the Virgin Islands, my beloved people, the BVI is in a crisis. I'll even go further to say that the BVI the BVI economy is sick. It is intensive care. It is in the intensive care unit of the countries of the world, and it needs special help for a full and speedy recovery. I want us to look at something for a moment. When someone is sick, they go to a general practitioner doctor for help. However, there are cases when a general practitioner cannot help them. In spite of the fact that this general practitioner has a degree to practice medicine, they cannot help them. So they send them to a specialist. Somebody say specialist. They send them to a specialist not because they're not a qualified doctor, but then this person needs greater help. So they also refer that person there because they want that person to receive the best care, best solution for that particular problem. This team is bringing solutions. What is a specialist and what do they do? A specialist is a person who has completed advanced education training in specific areas. They are experts in their field and have a proven track record of solutions. I present you my team. Let me give you a few types of specialists so you can understand what I'm talking about. A cardiologist, they treat heart condition. A dermatologist, they treat skin condition, including skin cancer. An oncologist, they treat cancer. Pediatrician treats infants, toddlers, children, and teenagers. Obstetrician treat women during pregnancy and childbirth. Neurologists treat conditions of the nervous system. Neurosurgeons, they perform surgery on the brain and the nervous system. A urologist, they diagnose and treat the urinary tract and male reproductive systems. A gynecologist treat the conditions of a female reproductive system. A psychiatrist treat people with mental and emotional conditions so that they can be healed. People of the Virgin Islands, our economy is not only in crisis, it is sick. Our economy is not only terminally sick, it's in the intensive care unit of the countries and badly in need of a specialist, a financial specialist to diagnose, create a treatment problem, provide treatment, and administer relevant solution that will basically give us a life and existence to continue on. A specialist never works alone, but surrounds himself or herself with the best team possible to restore their patient or client back to full health and during an expedition time. Beloved, I must submit to you that Honorable Ronnie Skelton is the financial specialist that we need to get us out of ICU. And he has surrounded himself with a team of persons that are all qualified to assist and support him in their various fields and exports. I present to you again the PVI team that I align myself with. When you are in ICU, you are not looking for persons with charisma and swag. You're not looking for good talkers with empty promises out of an empty bag. Neither looking for persons that are popular or who are popular in various areas and it is not the place of your greatest need. Let us take a quick look at Honorable Ronnie Skelton. I have to talk about him. He doesn't like to talk about himself, so I will. During his 2003 to 2007 tenure as Minister of Finance, this is what I understand and remember. The $10,000 tax-free that we enjoy every year, he was the one who worked for it and gave it to us. Come on, give him a hand. It didn't matter whether you were on work permit, you were resident, you were a friend, you were a belonger. Everybody received that blessing. Civil servants received their last raise while he was Minister of Finance. Free tuition at the college so people can send their children to college and then later on go to four-year colleges overseas. He finished the hospital like he said was a pile of dirt. I like that one, I had to use it. He finished the hospital, the medical center in Virgin Gorda. He was instrumental in bringing electricity to Virgin Gorda, to Anegada, and also connected the valley and Norton with electricity. I remember when I used to drive there, it used to be really dark. He helped to bring light in that area and many other accomplishments. Also, I have to talk about my fellow candidate, Sister Shana Smith. I have known her myself for about 15 years. She's a master degree engineer and has served in the civil service since she returned home in 2003. Like he shared, she starts projects and she finished them on time and on the budget. Women! We need women in government. Sister, she will be your sister. She will speak for you, stand up for you, be your voice and ears. So she will not only represent you in the House of Assembly, she will represent you in the courts of heaven because she's a believer and a strong intercessor. I know how to be that. I also want to talk quickly because I have a few more minutes. I have to talk about our District 2 rep, Mitch Turnbull. Know him very well. He has expertise in finance and financial insurance and financial money management. He's also been a court youth assessor who helped to stop some young people from going into prison. He taught them and he mentored them in his program. Come on, give him a hand. So he has mentored and helped young people. Carl Smith. He's an ambassador of the Carl Scatliff. Carl Scatliff. Carl Scatliff. Carl Scatliff. District 4 rep. I'm almost done. Tell the mic stop talking. Carl of 4 district rep. He's ambassador for the Virgin Islands in athletics and sportcasting, who has played a major role in youth empowerment over the years. District 5, you heard all his accolades. He turned a failing government operation, Her Majesty's Custom, and generated over $500 million over his 15-year tenure. He deserves a hand. Our District 9 candidate, I've gotten to know him and I love him. Jose de Castro, a trained and certified architect with building expertise in the time that the BVI needs rebuilding. Come on, give him a good hand. In closing, I'm getting ready to close, and I want to say again, is there not a cause? What is the cause? The cause is securing the future of the Virgin Islands for generations to come. The wisest man in the Bible, the wisest man that ever lived, he said, a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. Wise men prepared generationally. You know, I always talk about I'm a 7th generation BVI land. It's not about pride, but I understand I didn't just get here. That I'm riding on the shoulder of my grandfathers and grandmothers who worked so hard. They were slaves, got captured out of Africa, came here. Some of them came from Europe and different things. But I am who I am today because of the hard work that they put in, and they stayed, and when it was bad, they didn't leave. And sometimes they left, but they came back to help to build our awesome BVI land. In closing, I've served in our territory over the past 25 years. And nothing has been too big or nothing has been too small for me. In our community, in the Eastern Lanark and throughout our territory, I have helped to mentor I've helped to encourage. I've done counseling with marriages. Sometimes children needed help with schoolwork. I did that. People couldn't read. I took the time after church or during after church or before church, sat down and taught them how to read and write. Sometimes parents would come to my house at late night to help children in high school and college, to help them with their papers. They will fall asleep in my chairs while I stayed up helping their students. I helped to counsel marriages. I went to the prison. I go to the schools. And when I become elected, because I will, not because those things I've been on as though they are. If you don't want to sister, that's you. I am decreeing and declaring, I will do no less, because nothing is too hard and nothing is too great. Again, I'm running for at-large candidate with the Progressive Virgin Islands movement under the leadership of our chairman, Honorable Ronnie Skelton, with this awesome team. A vote for me is a vote for the PVIM, and when you vote for me, vote for PVIM. God bless you and good night.
Let's keep it going. I think his song is the most exciting. Who you get that jam from? Who you get that song from? Yeah, I know. As we continue, I hope you're not tired. So we win.